There we go. What's up, everybody? Gotta love the first 20 seconds of me just staring. I have switched platforms. I don't even have my lights on. My goodness, what a mess. I got no tuba intro. I have switched platforms. I was using Caster to do these, and I also usually wait until 10, but we're a few minutes early. There is a key difference between Caster and I am now using Restream, which is that as soon as you click it on Zoom, it's now live. So now I know. What's up, everybody? Welcome to TEM Coaching Chat for this week. I missed you last week, but we were in the middle of like 5 snow days in a row. Things were a little crazy. I released TEM 246 today, which is titled Getting Others to Market for You Without Asking. And I wanted to talk about that briefly. Happy New Year to everyone. Since I did not see you last week, I hope everybody is safe and healthy. Boy, it's crazy how contagious this latest variant is. It's just I know people dropping like flies. So, but people are vaccinated, and yeah, it seems like so many people are boosted, which is good. Keep doing that. It's important so that we don't overwhelm our damn hospitals. So, anyway, I have 2 quick announcements. First is that this coming Saturday, I'm doing a workshop, a TEM coaching workshop called Aligning Your Priorities for 2022. And it's a 1-hour workshop where I will lead you step by step through laying out your priorities. And if you've ever have like frustration with your time management skills, it's not actually a time management problem that you have, it's a priorities problem that you have. And this workshop will give you the clarity and energy that comes from having your priorities for the next like month, 6 months, year. Yeah, it's good. I've part of this workshop, I'll spoil it, is actually intentionally punting on some stuff. And I have a specific technique for that. I've got so many different projects open, a couple that haven't really moved forward in the last couple of years, and they were kind of eating at me because they're good projects, they're good ideas. I think it would resonate with people if they kept moving forward, but I just don't have the bandwidth. It's like, and so I felt like I wasn't really doing TEM justice, and I wasn't really doing Hits Academy justice, and I wasn't really doing the Brass Junkies justice, and then the Pedalo Media events. You get it. So I punted on a couple of stuff, instantly felt better, which is really good. So this workshop will help you focus on what you should work on, what you should work on next, and what you shouldn't work on. So go to tem.fm/priorities, and the first 10 people that use the offer code TEM are going to get 50% off. So that's Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern, but it's going to be archived for a full month, available in the Hits Academy library. So you don't even have to catch it live. All right. The other announcement, this is a free event. The TEM Book Club is a thing. Dig it. We are reading Atomic Habits by James Clear. This book was life-changing for me. That is such an overused cliche. And it totally, well, it only changed me as a musician, as a performer, as a teacher, as a parent, as a husband, as a student, as an entrepreneur. Other than that, it didn't change much. Unbelievable actionable advice in this book on establishing habits. Even if you're not interested in a book club, even if you think the book club's stupid, or you think I'm stupid, which why are you watching this stream? That's actually kind of sad. But hey, maybe you're hate watching. Whatever. A view is a view. I don't care. Hate. I would challenge you to hate listen to every single TEM episode. There's only 246 of them. You can get through them in a few months, I'm guessing. Anyway, it's free to participate, but you do have to register. I'm keeping the number low because I hate book clubs that have like 80 people in them, because it just feels like you're like watching a YouTube video live. So anyway, yeah, so go to tem.fm/book club and you can sign up for that. All right, so getting others to market for you without asking them. I actually use an example. Before I get there, we have to be okay. Like, we have to be okay with having with telling people about our stuff, right? If I feel like TEM coaching would help you in particular with some problem, let's say that you are, well, I just had a brand new TEM coaching client yesterday, 2 days ago, who has, who I will obviously keep their name to myself, but they have been having problems getting their chamber group booked, and so I had a little back and forth with this person, and they sent me an email that they've been sending, and it's exactly the kind of email that I would have sent trying to get on a concert series until I learned better, and so I gave him some very specific, not just like make it more personable, but like really specific advice. And he hired me for an hour of coaching, and he left and he said, this is exactly what I needed. Thank you so much. This is great. I'm going to be back in touch for for another session down the road. That obviously made me feel really good. If I had not put out the fact that I have TEM coaching, then that person never would have heard that I offered what I do, never would have encountered, and the way that he put it, he didn't put the dots this close together, but it sounded like he was very happy about the exchange of the amount of money I asked him for and the value that he got out of it. So the way I like to spin it is, it would have been selfish of me to not tell him about my services, because he would rather have the hour, the insights that came from the hour, than the amount of money that he had. Okay. So now, that being said, which is going to resonate with you more? If I tell you in hopefully a thoughtful way, but if I tell you that that I have this TEM coaching that I offer, and I might be able to help you with improving your website or with getting a thing, whatever, right? Long list of things that it could be, or that you hear from this guy that just worked with me that says, hey, Mary, I just hired this dude, Andrew Hitz. He's a little crazy. He's very opinionated. He's from Boston. He's a little obnoxious, but he really helped me. And I think he could help you. Which one's going to be more effective? Me telling you, again, and not in a bad, sleazy, car salesman kind of way, but in a thoughtful way, or someone who has already done the thing and is like, this is killer, you need to do this. Of course it's going to be the other person talking to you about me, rather than me talking about me. So it's always best if you can get somebody else to market for you, because then that person doesn't have anything to gain by me getting more clients. I obviously have more to gain by me getting me more clients, right? I mean, it's going to help me to make up for all of the damn gigs that have been canceled. But anyway, I digress. So how do you get people to market for you? Because he might not have told anybody. He was really happy. He might have kept it to himself. So the answer is that you need to make art, and your art could be coaching, it could be writing, it could be playing the tuba, it could be teaching piano, it could be whatever. You need to make something that is remarkable, meaning something that is worth remarking about. And when it's remarkable enough, then people are going to start talking about your thing. If, and I hope it happens, if that guy gets 10 gigs booked as a result of this new approach to not just the verbiage and the not just the wordage, but when to approach them, how to approach them, what to even be, just reframing the entire pitch concept. Then if it comes up with somebody who says that they're having trouble, who says, how did you get, but he's going to say, you need to go work with this dude, right? Of course he is. So, and by the way, I don't only help people so that they then, do, my marketing for me, but it will help it to get in front of other people. So the example that I go into, which you might have guessed, if you haven't listened to all 246 episodes of TEM, you might have guessed that, that I talk about fish all the time on the podcast. I certainly mentioned them many times, but I don't. But here is an exception. Back in the day, this is almost 30 years ago, they introduced something called the secret language. You want to talk about remarkable, and it's worth noting. Some of you are going to hear this and think it's the dumbest thing you've ever heard. Some of you are going to think that is insanely clever, and there might be some in the middle. But there's nothing that I could tell you right now from anybody that like any artist that does something remarkable that every one of you listening to me blather right now is going to say that's really cool, right? So there's yeah, it's either everybody's going to be neutral to it or some people are going to love it and other people are going to be like that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. So what they did was they invented this secret language, and there is this little there's this little cue like wah, 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 in the guitar, which can happen at any time and doesn't it very very rarely happens anymore, but they then play one of like I don't remember like 6 8 whatever signals, and then these signals are each one of them is a separate instruction to the audience, at least the people that are in the know in the audience, that they need to do. One of them is called Turn Turn Turn, which Trey, the guitarist, plays the melody to the Birds. Turn Turn Turn, and so it's da 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 da, and then boom, on that beat, the entire crowd turns around and is supposed to start cheering towards the back of the stage, as if, or the back of the hall, excuse me, as if the band is suddenly in the back of the auditorium, club, arena, whatever. There's another one, probably my favorite one is the fall down signal, which he plays boo 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 boom, and then on that beat is the entire band falls down on stage. The audience that's in the know all falls down. Now imagine, especially back in the day, imagine that you are in a club with 500 people in it, and they play this signal, which you don't even know is a signal, and then all of a sudden, like 350 or 400 of the 500 people all fall down at the exact same moment that the band does. You're looking around going like, what the hell is going on right now? And if you're with somebody, you're gonna be like, what just happened? They're gonna be more than happy to tell you, to let you in on the secret. And then you are going to be tuned into that. That's the kind of thing where, hey, I was at a fish show last night, and like the band signaled the audience. Again, some people are going to find that stupid, and other people are going to be like, I need to check this band Fish out. That sounds insane. Like they signaled to the audience, and like 400 of the 500 people knew to fall on the floor at one time. That must have been a total trip. And so this was really brilliant because they explained the secret language in one just random show, which was in New Hampshire in 1992. And they then told the audience, they said, we might explain this like one more time, but you need to tell other people, and you need to, and also Fish allowed taping, which was brilliant because they got a lot of exposure without the help of any mass media whatsoever. And so they then, like fans that were there told other fans. The tapes of that show in particular spread like wildfire because everybody wanted to be in on the joke. By the time that they came to your town, you wanted to be, hip, because people that are in the know these things. And so the marketing spread. And that was back when that was right before they started playing arenas. And that was a really big deal. It was like, almost 2 years before they really started playing arenas. That was like, and their growth was never explosive. It was always very gradual. It was never exponential. And that people told each other about this like over and over and over again. And still to this day, if they play one of these things, people talk about it. So the question is, how can you, and yeah, this, by the way, the other analogy I made, it's like the secret menu at In-N-Out. If you've ever been to In-N-Out Burger, you may know that you might overhear someone order their burger animal style. And if you look up at their menu, which is very simplistic, killer burgers, not really killer fries, although you should get the fries well done. That helps. But anyway, I digress. You hear somebody get their burger served animal style, and you look up, there's nothing that says animal. There's a whole list of things. It's the In-N-Out secret menu. And in general, when you overhear somebody order something animal style and you look up and there's only like 5 things and there's nothing about animals and there's nothing about style, it's very common for you to say, even to a stranger, say, what? I'm sorry, what the hell is animal style? And then they are almost always happy to tell you, because they want because they're in on it, and it's the kind of thing that humans want to share. So the question is, do you need a fun gimmick like fish making their entire audience like all fall down to the floor at one time to make your art remarkable and to have people do your marketing for you? Of course not. That would be a really bad idea if that doesn't align with your art, with your music already. The point is that if you do remarkable things that are unexpected with your art, your fans will want to be in on it. And they will also enjoy telling other fans or even like potential other fans about it. Because when art changes us and we think it might be able to change someone we care about, we tell them about it. By the way, that's why the TEM coaching client that I just had is very likely not to do me a favor, but because it will be like doing their friend a favor if they happen to know someone who could use my specific services that he just experienced from me. That's good for his friend. It's good for him because it's going to make his friend happy. And it also happens to be good for me. So how do you make your art remarkable? Is you can do it like in a million ways. You can change how you make your art. You can change where you make your art. You can change who you make your art with. You can put up like limits or almost like guardrails that limit your art or limit the process of how it's made. And even that can be, can be really interesting. If you think about, this just popped into my head. I didn't talk about this on the episode, but if you talk about like cooking shows, right? There used to be only the same kind of cooking shows. There for the most part. There was like Julia Child, who was just a treasure. But people like that who were professional. Jacques, what was his name? He was it starts with a P. He was wonderful. But these were like famous chefs who would but then you think about what there is now, and you've got like these like competitions, or you've got like famous chefs who have to only use these ingredients and they're going against each other, or the Bobby Flay show where he goes around and then he like they find a restaurant, and then that restaurant makes their specialty dish, and then Bobby Flay tries to make a better version of his own take on it. These are all, they're like guardrails, right? This is not, hey, Bobby Flay, just show us how to cook something. And he's done those shows as well. But this is going into their home turf, playing like using their signature dish. How can he put his spin? These are guardrails, right? There's only so much that he can do when the dish is pad thai, right? And that's really interesting. Some people are like, that's dumb. I don't want to see that. But the people who are into that kind of thing, it's like, and I know some people who really are serious, chefs who enjoy seeing that kind of thing. And obviously it's all for TV, but it's an interesting concept. It's a remarkable concept. And for people who are into that kind of thing, they're going to talk about it way more than just him sharing a tip on how to make a burger, without drying it out, which if you're really into cooking, you probably already know. So anyway, so if you, the last thing is that I mentioned in the show is that, that school, because I always have to get a music school rant in, pretty much always. And it's not just for show. It's like the problem is that music school is almost exclusively designed to teach us how to make our art just a little better, whatever that means, rather than bolder or braver or more remarkable. And a little better will almost never get anyone to do your marketing for you. Like, it's just not, it's like, okay, yeah, I'm a big fan of fill in the blank violinist. But tonight I thought their tone was like 5% better. That's not to minimize like trying to get a better tone just a little bit over time. That all adds up, and then suddenly you can be transcendental. But in terms of like remarkable, it's like super inside baseball for somebody to even notice that. And then to tell somebody is super inside base. It's like, that's just not that remarkable. That is not going to spread like the In-N-Out secret menu or like Fish's secret language. It's just not. And so if you build a tribe, build a following, and then go the bolder or braver or more remarkable route, your people are not only going to do your marketing for you, but they're going to do it like 100 times more effectively than you ever could on your own, even with an enormous budget. So, and then last thing is that I had a quote from Ray Goforth. I think I'm saying that right. Just about people who don't like, who maybe are kind of rooting against you. I'm paraphrasing, but are kind of rooting against you to like change or to change yourself or change the world. I just talk about how it's nothing personal. They just like, yeah, it's actually about them. Get into that, and and that was it. So if you're just joining me, Saturday, 1 p.m., although it's going to be available on video for a whole month, I'm doing an Aligning Your Priorities for 2022 workshop. Go to tem.fm/priorities to learn about that. And then a completely free event, TEM Book Club is launching. Reading this bad boy here. James Clear's Atomic Habits, one of the best books I've ever read in my life. It's really good. That's February 6th at 8 p.m. And there's a limited number of people. It's free, but requires registration. So head to tem.fm for that. And if you got any questions or anything you want me to hit on one of these TEM coaching chats, go ahead and you can email me through tem.fm. I'm also just Andrew at tem.fm if you want to email me. And I'd love to get some questions. They like seem to roll in waves, then I don't hear anything. So hit me up if you're interested. And I think that is going to do it for this TEM coaching chat. Again, stay safe, stay well, and peace.